And we're live. This is the 10th installment of Geek to Geek, and today I have Emma from Spooky Astronauts with me, and I'm so excited to talk with her. But first, if you don't know what Geek to Geek is about, it's where I interview people and friends that I admire, and we ask each other questions, and you, the audience, can ask questions as well. Please feel free to. It's a lot more fun if you do. But today, I have on, of course, like I said, Emma. And Emma, tell everyone, if they don't know who you are, what you're about, what your channel is about, all that great stuff.
God, this is always such a weird thing to answer. I guess my channel is about horror and everything to do with horror. So it's not just horror movies. It's kind of I try and mix it up a lot. So I don't just have reviews. I also have come with me reviews where we go to the cinema, but I also talk about the history of horror and people in history that are horrific and react to creepy videos online. Anything that's disturbing, that's what I'm into.
And I love that. That's a part of me a lot of people don't know about me. I love creepy, disturbing shit. So I just adore it. And that's how I found your channel in the first place, because I was like, there's no one really on YouTube that's covering this stuff. And then I found yours. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love her. It's like, she can be friends with me. Let me stalk her. No, I do stalk people, but don't do that, kids. That's only my technique. But anyway, just to get the questions rolling, Z Chris says he thought your channel was about astronauts. So what's the astronauts about? Because I'm curious now.
It's just an old username that I used on Tumblr 8 years ago, or God, I don't even know how long ago. It wasn't really meaning anything. I really like space and I really like horror, and it was just, I thought it sounded cool, and that's literally all it is. But I'm glad I stuck with it, because I really, really like it as a name. I think it's, I don't know, it paints imagery in your head when you think of a spooky astronaut.
They should make a movie about spooky astronauts, killer astronauts in space. That would be amazing.
I agree.
Why is Geek to Geek number 4 private? Because of certain reasons, linked to. Robert Payne saying hi to both of us. Hi. And Sexy Jesus Games. Hi.
Hey, a funny name.
But for which one?
Sexy Jesus.
Sexy Jesus.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
My name's not weird. That name's weird.
I like his name, Sexy Jesus.
That's funny. I like it.
Sorry for any religious people. I just had to. I wrote a few questions down. I always start scraping the bottom of the barrel usually by the end of the live streams. But my first question is a generic one. You probably get asked a ton. But what is your most favorite horror movie of all time?
I knew you were gonna ask this. I always have a really bad answer to this, because I find subgenres. I'll have a favorite of this subgenre and that subgenre, thriller, ghost, paranormal, alien. But I'd have to say a horror movie that is more well-rounded and I really, really enjoy always. I mean, there's several, but one that's on my top 10, definitely I always say, is Pet Sematary, because I think it's just such a good story and it has everything to it, and it's quite disturbing but also put together in a really a really good way. So yeah, I don't know though, because I have I love The Ring, I love Martyrs. And they're all so different, so it's kind of hard to pick a favorite.
I actually haven't seen Pet Sematary or Martyrs, but the thing is, I own Martyrs, and I'm just it's not the gore that's making me not watch it. It's that contortion demon. I know it's only a minor part of the movie, but
that is the
I hate. That's one of the only things in horror that gets to me, is that and demonic possession, because I went to a Lutheran school and I'm no longer religious, but that still sticks with me now to this day. I'm just I still haven't seen The Exorcist because of that.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Classic.
I need to. I need to, but I'm just I still have that little schoolgirl fear of it.
Yeah, I guess I don't have the fear of God in me, so that's a little bit different.
Yeah. But yeah, I grew up in a Christian family, so that was very ingrained in my memory. That was a very real thing. And nowadays we know it's mental illness and stuff that people were exercised for and stuff, but still, it's just ingrained in me to be afraid of it.
Oh my God. Whereabouts are you from?
Alabama.
Oh my gosh.
Deep South.
Right down there. I love it. I love your accent.
I love yours.
So funny, because so many people talk about my accent, but to me, you have an accent,
Yeah, I know. I don't hear my accent. But people say I'd have one. I'm like, crap, I don't want a Southern accent. But
I love it. It's the
thank
best.
you. I love yours too. And then Robert has a question for both of us, and it's, what are your favorite cult classic movies? So I'll let you go first.
Oh my god. Ugh.
Because I can't think of one at the moment.
I
Think of
know.
one soon.
I think cult classic is different for me though, because I mean, I grew up when I really, really liked movies. It was like the 90s and early 2000s. So when I think of cult classics, I also think of like the 80s type movies. And so as well, being that I'm in Australia, a lot of people love like the slashers and stuff in America. And I don't have that kind of, I don't know, the American slasher ingrained in me.
Yeah.
So my cult movies would be so different. I would say more like certain thrillers, like I love like Fight Club and stuff, and I would consider that like has a huge cult following. So I guess Fight Club would be. But in terms of horror, I don't sorry.
I told you could curse.
Man, in terms of horror, I mean, I love Child's Play. I guess that would be in a huge following, so I guess that would work. Yeah, and Donnie Darko, which also has like an underground cult following, I would say. What about you?
There's one movie I really enjoy called American Mary. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I love that movie.
A lot of people don't seem to have heard about it, but it's really good. Also, I like Lake Mungo. Is that how you say it? I know it's Australian.
Yeah, that's right.
That's actually
as well. The state I live in. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
We have that. In
I really enjoyed that one. I haven't seen Wolf Creek yet, but I need to.
Oh my god!
It's I've watched so many of your reviews, and like so many of those movies are on my watch list. But there's over 2,000 movies in my watch list right now.
Yeah. No, I know how it is. Yeah.
Let's see. Moss Family Adventures is asking, how are we doing? I'm good.
Good. Thank you.
I'm excited to be talking with Emma because she's really cool. Link 2 thought I was from Texas. Like 8-Bit Eric, seriously? No, I love 8-Bit Eric. But no, I'm from Alabama. Yeah. Texas is really cool, though. I've been there. It's really cool. Robert says, have you ever seen Boondock... Messed up. Have you ever seen Boondock Saints? I have.
Never. I've never seen that.
It's decent. It's not the best movie ever, and it's not horror. It stars Norman Reedus and Willem Dafoe. And I can't remember the other guy. Oh, why can't I remember the other guy's name? I mean, it's cool, but it's not like the best movie ever. But it's like a cult classic in at least the United States. I don't know about other countries.
Oh, okay. I think I have heard of it, but yeah, I've never seen it. I don't think. But I always have like a lot of movies that I think I haven't seen, and then I start watching it, and I'm like, oh, I have seen this. I know exactly what happens. That's what happens when you watch 10 movies a week, you know? Like you.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching a movie a day, so yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. Do you use Letterboxd? Or...
I do. Yeah. I love Letterboxd.
Yeah, me too.
I need more followers on there, guys. Follow me on Letterboxd. I need more followers. Anyway, follow us both on Letterboxd if you have it. It's a really cool app where you get to like rate movies, and you can write reviews if you want to, and you can also add movies to your watch list. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I just really love Letterboxd.
I wish. Sponsor me.
I know. I wish I was too. Sponsor me, Letterboxd. I'm paying for Pro right now. Jeez.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just because I wanted the Pro next to my name.
But then it does sound like a sponsorship.
With Pro, you just get like Pro next to your name, and then like at the end of the year, it tells you how many movies you watched and like what genres and how many minutes total you've watched of film. So I'm sure mine's going to be ridiculous this year. Link 2 says that the Rocky Horror Picture Show is the best cult movie.
That's a good movie.
It is. It really is. It's cheesy. Yeah. Like it's really, really cheesy. And like the remake they made was nowhere near as good. But the original Rocky Horror is amazing.
Oh, was it that live thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even like watch that, but I think I have this theory with Rocky Horror. I think that it depends on when you watch it in your life compared to how you think about it. Because I remember first seeing it when I was 7 years old, and it scared the fuck out of me. Like it was just so, because obviously it's like a super sexual movie, and I was not ready for that at 7 years old, and I was creeped out by it for ages. So I do think that you probably enjoy it compared to like when you first saw it, if that makes sense. Like it's.
Yeah, I didn't see it until I was about 19, I believe. So I knew it was campy and it was sexualized and all this kind of stuff. But if I'd seen it as a kid, I probably would have been terrified by it.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
Z Chris asks, if you had to live within the world of a horror movie, what would the movie be and why?
Dang, man.
That's a good question.
I would really like to be, and it's kind of cheesy because I hate these movies, but it's the one that would be the most livable. I actually think it's more like a TV show, you know, like Supernatural, and they have the vampires and they're like a clan and they like just drink all night. I think that would be cool. Because then you'd be on the other side, so you wouldn't be like, you know, the victim. But why would you want to live in a horror movie? That sounds awful.
I know. Like, there's a very slim chance you're gonna live. So I mean, I can't think of what I'd want to live in, honestly, because I'd probably die like immediately. So I'm like, I can't think of one. Probably because I'm little and I'm not strong, and yeah, I'd be the one that people go for first. So. Robert Payne says, what do you think of a horror battle royale of Freddy versus Jason versus Michael Myers versus Leatherface as a movie?
Yawn.
Yeah,
I know. I'm not like.
They're all pretty much.
Are you into the slashers, or what do you think about?
I love slashers. Like the original Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream are tied as my favorite horror films. But
yeah, those are probably my favorite slashers. The American slashers would be Scream. I love Scream. I think that movie is awesome.
Oh, I do too. I love how Wes Craven. I'm hearing myself for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, is it me?
I don't know.
Echo. I'll take my mic away.
It could be me. I don't know. But I love how Wes Craven turned the horror genre on its head with Scream, because so many people were copying A Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and all that, and then he turned it on its cheek. Well, tongue-in-cheek, like, turned it on its head.
I like it's kind of like a joke movie on the genre, but it's also so serious as well. And it's like the best like whodunit situation where everyone kind of has like a weird motive and no one really knows. That's what Scream had going for it, I guess.
It was also really gory and amazing, so yeah, definitely. Really, really amazing. Link 2 says he'd live in It Follows because he'd be totally safe. I would be too, so I guess.
That is a creepy movie, though. I
actually didn't find it that scary, but I know it's one of those movies that you either like or don't like. And I fell on the don't like side. Like, I like the aesthetic, I like the soundtrack, but it just didn't scare me at all.
Did you see it in the cinema or on DVD?
No, at home. It didn't even come to my town. My town has the worst theater ever. It doesn't. No. We don't get any like independent films or smaller films or foreign films or anything like that. It's always the big blockbuster movies, or we get the Christian movies that 5 people watch, and they stay there for a month or two, and they're taking up space that another movie could take up. I'm just like, nah. And like the nearest theater that even shows movies like that is like 40, 50 miles away. So it sucks.
Oh, that does suck. I do think that It Follows has a lot to do with where you saw it. I mean, lots of movies are like that, depending on who you saw it with and how the situation was. But when I saw It Follows, I saw it in the cinema, and it was just like one of those movies that, like, when it surrounds you, especially because the music and the soundtrack's so good, the surround sound, it just like, yeah, it was gripping. But I think that the scariest thing in the movie is the unknown, and I think that's what people are scared of. So if you're not scared of like the unknown, you're more scared of like someone coming to kill you or like a monster or something you can see, then I guess that wouldn't scare you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, like the thing is, like the movies that scare me the most are like some ghost movies scare me, some don't, and then like demonic possession movies always do. Like I saw The Conjuring 2 and I was the only person in the theater, and that scarred me for forever. Like,
really?
It was terrifying because I was the only person there, and like the first Conjuring didn't scare me. I saw it at home, didn't scare me, so I was figuring the Conjuring 2 would be like the same thing. But I was all alone in a dark theater for 2 hours and 15 minutes. There was surround sound. I heard noises like all around me. I thought I saw stuff in my peripheral vision, and I came out crying. I had tears running down my face. My hair was messed up. And I did a little video because I thought it'd be funny, and I posted it on Twitter and Instagram, and James Wan, the director, saw it and liked it. And I'm like, crap, he saw me looking like shit.
It's your moment. I love it.
Hey, Darth Vader. And Robert Payne wants to know, what are our thoughts on the It remake?
Oh, well, I'm so keen on it. I really like the trailer, and a lot of people were really disappointed by it. It was really funny because I have a group of people that I talk to all the time, and like that are into horror movies, and they were all waiting because we're all from different sides of the world. They were all waiting up, saying, "Oh yeah, the trailer comes out at this time," and I'm pretty sure it was 8:00 in the morning, my time. So it was like 8:00 at night or something like that. I'm assuming in America, and so they were all watching it, and when I woke up in the morning and finally saw it, I'd already seen all of their replies, and they were just like, yeah, it's crap, it looks shit. And then I watched it. I was so surprised. I was like, I feel like everyone just hates everything these days.
I know.
Yeah. I thought it looked really creepy.
I liked it too. I thought it looked creepy, and I like Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. Like, to be honest, I haven't seen the first the miniseries that, like, I need to. I haven't even read the novel. I haven't read it. But I want to, and I want to watch the original miniseries before the remake. But I think Bill Skarsgård looks pretty good as Pennywise. Obviously, he's not Tim Curry. But I liked the trailer, and I thought it was really creepy. So
you should you're like in a really good position where you could probably watch it and do it backwards, where you could probably watch the new movie, then watch the old one, and then that way you're not comparing it that way. And I think that people would find that perspective really interesting because everyone does it the other way around. And then you can read the book.
Yeah.
So that would be really good.
That'd be a good video too. No one else did that.
Do it. No, because it's so good seeing different perspectives from different people, and that's what I really like about horror, because it's depending on your background, depending where you're from, is totally what you find scary. And I think it's really interesting when you hear different people's point of view because it's so subjective.
Link 2 is asking, how could I not have watched it? I was a scaredy cat as a kid in 5th grade. Story time here. My teacher read us scary stories to tell in the dark. You know those books with the really creepy illustrations in them? I don't know did you have them in Australia? Those books?
No.
Okay, in America, they were like huge with like elementary school kids, and our teacher read those to us, and they're like really disturbing for children, really disturbing. And I was so scared I had to sleep with my mom for months afterwards. So I was a scaredy cat as a kid. I didn't even watch a horror film until I was 16, and that was The Messengers with Kristen Stewart, which isn't that scary at all. So I got to horror very late. So that's why I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Pet Sematary, stuff like that, or The Exorcist, because I got a very late start with horror. So right now I really love it, but it took me forever to get into it. That's why. That's my story.
Yeah. No, I totally get that, because I remember going to like VHS stores as a kid and seeing the big cutout of Pennywise and being terrified because he had his fingers. And I remember seeing that all the time, and it scarred me. And things like that. And also like The Exorcist. I remember my mum talking about when she saw it when she was like really young and how it scared her. But then you watch it, you're like, you kind of live it all up and you're just like, oh my God, it's going to be like so scary. And then you finally see it and it's not as bad as you think it is. And even though Pennywise is creepy, I mean, clowns are creepy, but I think that it's more almost comedic. Because some of it depends how you react to horror. Sometimes I like laugh because I find it so scary that I kind of have to like, I don't know, go out of my body.
Like, wasn't the original It rated like PG or something? Like,
I think so. I don't think it is as scary as you think. It's just the thought of it that is scary. Yeah. There's a couple of scenes that are creepy, definitely. But Pennywise himself, because he's in so much of the movie, it doesn't, you get used to him, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Robert Payne says, kind of funny that the clown returns every 27 years and the remake is coming out 27 years after the original. Do you think they did that on purpose? I think they did.
Yeah, of course they did.
I think they did it for the fans that would know that it would be every 27 years and, for that little fact.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Darth Vader says that they want to watch Twin Peaks. Are you talking about the season 3 that's coming out, or just like Twin Peaks in general? Because Twin Peaks is amazing. At least I think so.
Yeah, well, I watched the first season so long ago that I don't really remember it that much. I really need to. It's all on a streaming service that we have in Australia, so I really need to watch it all again before the new season comes out. But I'm glad that's like something that has a huge cult following as well. That isn't really well known here, I guess. A lot of people don't really talk about Twin Peaks here.
It's not real, like, it's got a cult following in America. Like, not everyone's like, oh, Twin Peaks, oh my gosh. But I actually didn't see it until last year for the first time, and I watched the whole like two seasons, not 2 episodes, 2 seasons in like a month's time, and that there's like 40 some, I don't know how many episodes. There's like 40 something, I think. But and then the movie. And the movie is actually kind of scary because on the TV show it was, I think, developed, was it by Fox in America? So obviously it was censored, and there's this one character that was more funny than creepy, but in the movie he was actually kind of scary. So I'm looking forward to season 3 and seeing if this character is scary like he was in Fire Walk with Me. So cool. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird, but it's like a mind fuck. It's amazing. David Lynch. It's great. Yeah. It's great.
Master.
Let's see. Did I miss any comments, questions? Let's see. I'm not going to give spoilers, Darth Vader. Don't worry. He also asks, have we watched The Crow? I have.
Of course. Yeah. Great movie.
It is. Really, really good movie. Robert Payne says he's not much of a horror movie buff, but he really enjoyed The Conjuring 2. I did too, besides the fact that I was just traumatized because I was all alone and I heard sounds and stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Mr. Coconuts. That's one of my regulars. I have to say hi to him.
Hi.
Otaku Gamer. Okay, these are the Spanish names.
Is that not the orphanage?
I would think that. I would think so. El Orfanato.
And the other one is The Eyes of Julia.
Okay, your Spanish is better than mine. I've seen The Orphanage.
No, I actually know the movies, but I know, like, yeah, I'm not very good at. You should have seen me. I went to Spain last year, and I thought I knew something, and then I lost it all walking in Barcelona. But yeah, no, I've definitely seen The Orphanage. Is a great movie. I don't know if I've seen The Eyes of Julia. I feel like I've seen that because there was the American ripoff with what's her face? I don't know what her name is. And I always get confused, and I don't mean any disrespect by this, but I get confused about these movies about the women who are blind and they, have eyes from other people, which is a cool storyline. But
is that the one that starred Jessica Alba and the American?
Yes. I think that is a ripoff of that one, that Eyes of Julia. I always get very confused because these girls have like perfect makeup and they wake up and they're like perfect. And I'm like, if you're blind, how do they get, and they show that they live alone and they're like, fully independent. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's just one of those horror movie conventions where they're like, have to make the girls look perfect.
Oh yeah. And Zekra says it's called The Eye in America, but I have seen The Orphanage. I love The Orphanage. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is a great movie. Very sad.
Fantastic. It is. No spoilers with it, but if you haven't seen The Orphanage and you like foreign films and you can stand reading subtitles, definitely watch it. It's fantastic. And it stars Charlie Chaplin's daughter as the mom.
Oh, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. That's his daughter, which I wouldn't have guessed by looking at her, but...
Wow, that's interesting.
Link 2 says Pan's Labyrinth is his favorite Spanish horror movie. To me, Pan's Labyrinth isn't really a horror movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's more of a fantasy to me, but I love Pan's Labyrinth. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But it's more of a fantasy to me, but I can see how it could be scary to some people.
Only in parts, though. Maybe like 1 or 2 parts that are actually scary.
Like everyone told me, what's his name? God, I always forget his name. The one that has the eyes in his palms. Well, I can't never remember his name until like forever. Anyway, everyone told me like he was super scary. I keep hearing myself too.
Oh, sorry. Is that putting you off? Maybe I'll chuck some earphones in. That might help.
But anyway, that guy, I can't remember his name. Everyone told me he was super scary, and I saw him. I'm like, I know what's happening, but he wasn't that scary.
Are you talking about the guy with the hands and the
he put the eyeballs. Yeah, I can't remember the Pale Man. Was that his name? The Pale Man. I need to rewatch.
My boyfriend's saying yes.
Okay. I need to rewatch Pan's Labyrinth again because I love it, but I always forget his name for some reason. It's so easy, but I forget it.
Yeah, I don't remember it either.
Oh, Darth Vader says he hates horror movies.
Oh no! I'm gonna just check
to Emma. Darth Vader says, "Have you watched The Thing?" I've seen the original. Well, not the original. The Thing. I've seen John Carpenter's The Thing.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I'm trying to put in headphones so you can't hear yourself, and now it's default.
Well, I'll just talk. Well,
no, I've stuffed it. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Keep going, and then I'll try and
but Darth Vader, I have seen John Carpenter's The Thing, and I loved it. It's a masterpiece. But I haven't seen the prequel, and I didn't see the one that John Carpenter based his movie off of. But I have seen the... Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry.
Okay,
I was trying to make sure, because I know it's so distracting when you can hear yourself, so I wanted to make sure that you couldn't hear that anymore. Sorry. Okay. But
anyway, Darth Vader was asking, have you watched The Thing? And I went on my spiel about how I've seen John Carpenter's The Thing, but not the prequel or the one that was that John Carpenter's was based off of. I've just seen John Carpenter's, but I loved it.
Yeah, I think that everyone just automatically defaults the John Carpenter version, which is quite funny, isn't it?
Let's see. Mr. Coconuts, who's actually Steve Dave 211 here, asks, have you seen The Void? I haven't, but I've heard mixed reviews.
I saw it, and I actually have a review coming out on Monday, but I did not like it.
Okay, Emma doesn't like it, okay.
I didn't, and I was really surprised because, like I said, I have like a group of people that I always talk to, and they loved it. They were raving about it, and they're like, you need to watch it. And I didn't like it. It was, I was sad about it.
Is it only on demand at the moment, or?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, I don't usually watch movies on demand just because I don't like paying the price for them. Like,
do you watch them on Netflix, or?
I usually watch them on Netflix, Shudder, or Amazon Prime, like video, the free ones you get. But I usually don't do on demand. Like, I want to watch The Devil's Candy so bad, and for some reason Amazon wouldn't let me rent it. And I'm like, why are you not letting me rent it, Amazon?
Oh my god, it's so good.
That's all I've heard about. It's so good. And I loved his first movie, Sean Byrne's first movie, The Lovers. I love that movie. So I really want to see The Devil's Candy. And Amazon is cock blocking me with it. It's like, no, you can't see it. No. I'm like,
see, I don't even get Amazon Prime here, or we don't get Shudder here. They're both banned here. So you're in a better position than I am.
That sucks.
I've just watched it. I've seen it somewhere.
See, that's how Link 2 says, have you seen all the versions of Invasion of the Body Snatchers? I haven't seen any. Is there only 2? I think there's only 2, I think, unless they made another one that was like super obscure or something, but I haven't seen either.
The original's good.
I've heard it's really good, and I've heard the remake's like
yeah.
Darth Vader wants to know, are we into classic comedy movies?
I'm not really sure what that means.
I think he's talking about like maybe older comedy movies. Like if you're talking about new comedy movies, I hate comedy. Like that's my least favorite genre.
Really? That's what I thought until I started like thinking about all the movies. I did like a tag recently, and then everything that was like comforting or movies that I rewatch a lot are kind of comedies. Like Ghostbusters, I would say is like comedy horror-ish, comedy drama. I don't know. I feel like they're the soothing ones, but only particular ones.
Yeah.
But I'm not really into classic. I don't know what that means.
Like I like dark humor, like really fucked up humor. That's my jam. Like, but if it's like just puerile, sex jokes all the time, stuff like that, gross out stuff, that's just not my thing. Classic comedy though, I haven't seen a lot of. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I've seen like any that just stand out, but they're not coming to mind.
I don't know what classic comedy would mean.
I think it's like I think what Darth Vader's means like movies that came out like years and years ago, like movies that would be like revered today, like as comedy, like can't think of the word. Achievements. I don't know. I really don't. I can't think of any at the moment. I'll probably think of some after this live stream ends, and I'll be like, oh, should have answered it in the video. But at the moment, I can't think of any. But Robert Payne's saying, like, Revenge of the Nerds and the Police Academy movies.
No, thank you. No.
I've only seen Revenge of the Nerds, and I remember being like, about it. I wasn't crazy about it.
Isn't it like a super sexist movie?
It is. I watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and I didn't actually find it funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it's meant to be more awkward though. Awkward funny.
Well,
I
everyone
like
told
that
me
movie.
like it was hilarious, and I was expecting it to be hilarious because everyone told me it was. And when people tell me that, I never find it hilarious. I should have known better. But I found it charming and awkward, but I didn't find it just hilarious and funny.
It's not really like a laugh out loud movie.
And then Link 2 says Monty Python films. I haven't seen any.
Oh yes, I do like the Monty Python. Yeah. But I would say that's British.
Where I live, like British films and just films that are considered foreign, which that's even like British or Australian films, not like they're just not seen here. Most people don't see them. So it was never like I never even heard of Monty Python until like senior year of high school. And like, I want to watch it so bad because I really love Terry Gilliam's films, and he directs I think all, if not the majority, of the Monty Python films. But yeah, I need to watch it. There's so many movies I need to watch. It's crazy. Stephanie R says, "Are you two looking forward to Alien Covenant?"
I am. Like, I only saw the full trailer release when I was at the movies the other night, and I thought it was really, really good. And I really liked Prometheus, and no one likes that movie.
I liked it too.
Oh, good. I thought it was really creepy, and I don't know. I just like that kind of like idea. So I am looking forward to it. I really don't like action films, so that's why sometimes the Alien films kind of lose me a little bit. But I can totally sacrifice it for this.
Really, the only Alien film I didn't like was Alien Resurrection, the fourth one. It just was just like, what is going on here? I think that's one that most people are just like, yeah, just skip it. Like the third one's not the greatest, but I can watch it. But Alien Resurrection, and I feel so bad because it's directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet, and it was written by Joss Whedon, two creators I love, and it's just a shit show. It's just terrible. People are saying Groundhog Day and The Jerk by Steve Martin are hilarious movies. I haven't seen Groundhog Day either.
I like Groundhog Day.
I need to watch it. That's another one.
Yeah, well, it's a lot like same kind of comedic style as Ghostbusters. So, yeah.
Okay, I definitely need to watch it then because I love Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Dead Real says, "Hey, what are we all talking about? Horror movies and stuff at the moment, and comedy movies." Let's see. I'm looking at the comments, guys. Sorry. Robert Payne says he really likes The Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption. I do too. They're not really scary, but I like them. And I'm trying to watch more Stephen King movie adaptations, and also to read more Stephen King. I noticed Emma has Stephen King books in her background.
Oh yeah, I have a few.
Which is your favorite?
Gerald's Game.
That's one I don't really hear a lot about.
That is my the thing that actually got me into Stephen King was reading that book, and they're making it into a movie that I think is in pre-production now. So that should be really interesting because what it's about is going to be, I don't know if you know what it's about, but it's pretty much set in one space. So it's going to be a really interesting, I don't want to ruin it, but it's going to be a really interesting one to play out. Yeah. You know, like when you watch, I don't know if you've seen the movie Buried with Ryan Reynolds where he's in the box.
That was so good. Guys, if you haven't seen that, watch it. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway. So it's kind of the same situation. So where someone's in one spot. So it should be interesting the way they put it together.
Okay, I got to read this. I have got to read it. It sounds so good.
It's a short read too. It's tiny.
I've got a couple of Stephen King's novels that I definitely want to read soon. I just haven't read them for some reason yet, but I want to read more, and watch more adaptations. Dead Real says that they just finished watching Document of the Dead, the Night of the Living Dead documentary. I haven't seen that.
No, I haven't seen that either.
And then Matt Thomas says Cat's Eye by Stephen King is that by Stephen King? It's good. Cat's Eye.
Oh, Cat's Eye. I haven't read it, but I've obviously seen the film with Drew Barrymore. That's the one with Drew Barrymore, right? I
don't think I've seen it.
That's a weird one. It's like the little demon things. Oh, it's weird.
Link 2 says that he guesses we hate the scary movies. Yeah.
What is this? Oh, like the actual comedy scary movies.
The ones that make fun of scary movies. Like, they're just kind of, to me, pointless.
Mm.
I'd rather watch the movies that they're spoofing than those movies.
Yeah. One movie that I did like kind of of that series was the Not Another Teen Movie. Have you seen that? I mean, that's a comedy.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so funny, but just because the humor is just so, I don't know how to explain it. It's just so sarcastic. I love it. But it's one of those movies I watched when I was like a teenager with all my friends, so it kind of has like that feel to it. Like every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, this is so funny. Remember that time when, like you quote that kind of movie. It's not actually a good movie by any means.
Yeah. Mr. Coconuts is asking, have you seen the Mist movie and the new show coming up? I've seen the Mist movie. I loved it.
How good is that movie? Oh my gosh.
Like I've heard some people bash it. I'm like, what? Like, I loved it, especially the ending.
Watch till the end. Yeah.
Yeah. The ending is but I don't know about the TV show. Like I'm kind of like in one area, like leave the movie and I need to read the short story. But leave the movie alone. I liked it. Like, I don't know how they're going to do it in a TV show format. Like, it's
going to become like a Walking Dead situation where people are, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's so many horror TV shows now. I find it really hard to keep up. I'd rather watch a movie, to be honest, than keep on a TV show. It's just, it's exhausting after a while.
It really is. Like, I'm watching way too many TV shows in the moment. It's exhausting me. Like, and plus watching a movie a day, it's exhausting.
Yeah. I like movies because it's like a quick escape, but
I
feel like
with a TV show, it's an investment.
Yeah.
So. Robert Payne says, "What are your thoughts on the Dark Tower movie?"
That's the one that's coming out, right?
Yeah, I haven't read the novels. I need to. There's like 8 of them, I think. 8. Is there 8 or 9 novels? There's a lot of novels in that series. But I love Idris Elba. I love Matthew McConaughey, and the trailer looks really good. I've heard.
I remember the trailer thing a while ago.
Some people that have read all the books are like, I don't like the trailer. I haven't read the books, and I've watched the trailer, and I think it looks really good. Maybe if I'd read the books, I might be in that category, but right now it looks really good to me. And I know I think
it looks a bit fantasy for me, which I'm not a huge fantasy action fan, so maybe that's the I love Stephen King's horror stuff, and I love how detailed he is with characters, but I'm not too sure. I will definitely watch it and see what I think, but I don't think it really falls into my likes category.
Stephanie R says, the new It movie, are the kids going to grow up like the first movie, or is it just the kids?
That is a good question.
I've actually heard that this is going to be 2 movies. There's going to be this one and then a sequel. The first one focuses on the kids. The second movie that's coming out whenever focuses on them as adults. So
yeah, I've heard that too, but I don't know. They haven't really said anything, have they?
It's not. I don't think it's confirmed, but that's just been floating around, and that's all I know. Basically,
it makes a lot more sense if you watch the first one. Why it's separated like that, by the way.
And also, the book is like that too. I believe. I haven't read it yet. Daniel J says sometimes they come back as a good Stephen King movie. I haven't heard of that one.
Sometimes they come back. It sounds familiar though. Look that up.
Yeah, definitely look it up. Is it a short story of his or a novel? Because some of his movies
are a TV movie.
Oh, it's a TV movie. I need to look that up because I've never heard of it.
The name sounds really familiar to me, though. A man and his family return to his hometown where they're harassed by teenagers that died when he was a kid. Oh my God, that sounds great! I'm into this.
Guys, I gotta add it to my Letterboxd.
Yeah.
To my 2,000+ movies in my watch list.
That looks really cool. I'm definitely gonna keep that tab up so I can look back at that later.
I'm add it right now. Dead Real says the first Scary Movie was fun. The Scary Movie, franchise movie, was fun, but they milked it too much after that. I haven't even seen. Well, I've seen bits and parts of the first one, but I was just like, this is stupid.
Yeah, that's how I felt. But I was 7 years old or 8 years old when it came out, so obviously, once again, it wasn't appropriate for my age range.
And then Otaku Gamer says, have you guys seen El Espinazo del Diablo, The Devil's Backbone?
Yes, I have.
I haven't, but it's on Shudder, and I need to because I love Guillermo del Toro. And
it is awesome. It's one of my favorites by him, definitely. I'd say it's probably my favorite. It's
what?
super like, it's not scary. It's like a super romanticized ghost story. Not that it's like a romantic relationship, but it's one of those ones that are like, yeah, I like ghost stories like that. Like a little bit Crimson Peak-ish, if you like
Crimson
that.
Peak.
A little bit.
So, yeah, the only Del Toro movies I haven't seen yet are Kronos and The Devil's Backbone, which are two of his best.
The two best.
I know. I'm like, I need to see them.
Yeah, they are. They definitely are his two best, I would say. But I think I prefer The Devil's Backbone.
And then Darth Bader says, have you watched Psycho or Vertigo? I've seen Psycho, haven't seen Vertigo.
I've seen both, yeah.
I'm not the biggest Hitchcock fan, to be honest.
Oh, really? I prefer The Birds, but Psycho's a close second, I guess. I haven't ever got into do you watch Bates Motel or Hotel?
I loved Bates Motel. I adored it. I watched all five seasons, saw the ending, which they dramatically changed the TV show from the movie. So you can see that without seeing the movie.
Okay.
But yeah. I like Psycho. I wasn't a huge fan of The Birds, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I think one reason I didn't like it was because in 10th grade we actually read the novel The Birds, and it was way scarier than the movie was.
Oh, that's good to know, though.
I had that in my mind. I was expecting it to be scarier than it was. So I had preconceived notions. So I might have enjoyed The Birds more if I hadn't read the novel in 10th grade.
Yeah.
But, it's a really good novel. Like, I really enjoyed it. It's really creepy. Way creepier than the movie was.
Oh,
but
wow.
I think that's why I didn't like the movie as much as most people do, is because I had preconceived notions and it didn't pan out. Like, it's totally different from the book. So have you ever read a book which and then saw the movie and preferred the movie over the book? There's been a couple times. Like, there's High Rise by J.G. Ballard. It's not a horror movie, but the book was just kind of but I really liked the movie. It was really weird. I like Ben Wheatley as a director. I preferred that movie over the book, but I can't really think of a lot that I preferred the movie over the book. Most of the time, I either like the book better than the movie, or I think they're just equal. What about you? Like, has there ever been a movie that you preferred over the book version? I don't read as much as I should, to be completely honest. And as well, I read a lot of nonfiction. So I normally only read nonfiction or Stephen King or, yeah. It's normally nonfiction, normally like autobiographies about people who have been in cults or
that's
sex
really
trafficking,
like pretty intense stuff. That's the stuff I really like because I feel like I'm learning. But there is one book, Room, which was that movie that came out in, and I read the book and I loved the book, and then I saw the movie and I almost died. Like, it was amazing. Have you seen the movie?
Yes, I haven't read the book, but the movie was so good. Like, I was just bawling by the end of it. Like, yeah, it's one of my favorite movies ever. I think it was done so well, and man, I've never felt so emotional. Like, every time I talk about it, I like have to stop myself from getting emotional. It's so good. I don't know if something happened to me in a past life or something, but I feel so attached to that story because it seems so real. But apparently, it was based off something that happened to some woman that's kind of around the same, but it's, you know, dramatic. Yeah, it's a too. But yeah. It's really interesting when you really, really like a book. And so you're like, yeah, I'll go see the movie. And then you love the movie more. I never thought that was going to happen. And I actually did a come with me vlog when I went and saw it. And I was like crying in it, like leaving the cinema, like filming myself. Like, I just can't. It's so funny. The things you put up on the internet, I don't know why. Oh, yeah. It's like, it's going to come back to haunt me later. Yeah. Every time I do that. Like, I post that, I'm like, I don't care at the moment. Then a year or two later, I'm like, why did I post that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I've got 300 videos like that. So I've got probably as many like that too, that I'm just like, I kind of want to delete these, but I don't know. People seem to enjoy them somehow. I don't know how, but a question I had for you was, what made you want to start YouTube? Like, well, I wanted to start YouTube for years and I never really had the confidence to do it. And as you probably know, it's one of those things, once you start, it's a lot easier and you can you have to start from anywhere. And I totally recommend this to anybody. You can't just start
thinking that you're going to have the best production value, you're going to have the best content. You've got to learn. It's a learning process. You start at the bottom and then you learn to where you fit. So I was worried about starting for a long time. I always loved YouTube. I've been watching for like 10 years people consistently. Like I've seen people that and every type of YouTuber. I don't really watch a lot of, I have like friends that I watch all of their reviews and stuff, but I also watch like beauty gurus and all these, like I have different things that I watch. And I've seen people go from like being like a single person to having a baby, and now they like have a house, and like I've seen the progression. And I was thinking like I always wanted to be a part of the community. So I had that. And then I also, in my real life, I was a TV editor. So I used to edit some TV shows, and now I'm an online journalist, video journalist. So I always had that background as well. So I loved YouTube, and I actually had the skills to put it together. So I just was like, I'm just going to do this, put out one review. And I love horror as well. So I had something to talk about that I was passionate about. And everyone always said, just do a YouTube channel. If you know what you're like passionate about, it will come really easily. So I was like, I want to just put all of this together, and I'll just try it for a month. And if I don't like it, whatever, I can stop. But I liked it, and it slowly, you know how it happens. It slowly happens. But now it's just like second nature to me, because it's like it's another full-time job. But it's like second nature to me to do YouTube, and I can't even imagine what I would be doing if I wasn't doing this. It's crazy because it takes up so much of my time, and I've met so many people through it. Yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, that's how I kind of got into it, because I was always interested in it, and I just made myself do it one day. And I totally recommend that to everybody, to just do it, because nothing bad can happen. You can take it all down if you don't like it. It's not like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I became addicted to it when I started posting videos, and like you've grown way faster than I have, but you deserve it. Like, but yeah, like even if you're not getting like tons of views or subscribers, but you love doing it, I definitely recommend it, because it's a really great outlet, especially if you're a creative person and you like putting things together and editing and all that kind of stuff, or even if you don't know how to, because I started out, I didn't know how to edit anything. I just taught myself, and I'm not the best editor ever, but I'm learning still.
Your videos are great. What are you talking about?
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I started out with just filming on my iPhone, no editing whatsoever, and I've just gradually built up to having a DSLR camera right now, some professional lighting, doing editing the best of my abilities. Like, it's just a learning process, like Emma said. Let's see. Any questions I missed while we were talking? Link 2 says, non-horror director that you want to direct a horror movie.
Oh, God. Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
That would be great. That would actually be so good. Because he would have that, like, sorry, I'm just banging the table. He would have like that, I don't know, what do you call it? That dry, sarcastic humor.
Oh, yeah.
It would work well. It'd be like a weird kind of Shaun of the Dead situation. I don't know.
That would be kind of cool, actually, if I think about it now, Woody Allen. But I think Denis Villeneuve could do a really good one as well, since he's branched off into science fiction. He's done really well with that. And, like, he did Prisoners, which isn't, like, fully horror, but there were definitely some, like, horrific moments in it. Yeah. So I think he could do a really good one. Yeah. It is. Like, it's really brutal, but if you can handle that, watch Prisoners. It's so good.
I would say that's more gory than most horror movies, to be honest.
It is. It's really, really gory.
Pretty intense. And I went and saw Raw the other day, and I would say it's more disturbing than Raw for me. But I guess different people find different things disturbing. You've heard about Raw, obviously.
Oh yeah, I want to see it so badly, but it's nowhere near me. And like, there's so many like news stories about people fainting, getting sick, going to the hospital.
Bad. And it's type.
Yeah, everyone I've talked to is like, it's not that bad. Yeah. Like, people are just blowing it out of proportion, or they had really weak stomachs or something. But
yeah,
it's one I want to see eventually whenever I can get my hands on it.
Totally recommend it. I reckon you'll really like it. If you like American Mary, you'll probably really like it because it has a really good, strong female role in it. So I really like that kind of stuff. And I love how more horror movies are doing that. It's great when you can relate to horror movies, and maybe that's why I relate to more modern ones than like 80s, because the 80s is always like the guys. So I feel like the girls are definitely on the comeback, which is great.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you there. Let's see. Matt Thomas says the first YouTube video is always the worst and the best part. Yeah, if you ever go back and watch your first YouTube video, you're like, what was I thinking?
I had like a high angle as well. Like the camera was up here looking down. It's terrifying.
Mine was, like I said, an iPhone video, and it was just like me being awkward, being like, hi, I'm Alyssa. I like all this stuff. Hi. It was it was not good. Not good.
Yeah, can relate. But that's the thing, you got to learn as you go. And yeah, I don't know. It's like such a weird process because no one who does it, especially on our level, does it because of the money, because you don't make
like people money. Like to assume you make a lot of money. You don't.
I don't make anything. Yeah. No, I pay way more to like set everything up than I get back. But that's the thing. I treat it as a hobby. Yeah, it's something that fills my time, and it's something that I've met a lot of people through too. So, yeah,
that's like the best thing for me is meeting people. Like I've met so many amazing people through YouTube that I would never have met if I had just like done something here in my town, because there's really no diversity in my town, to be honest. Everyone's the same, and meeting so many different people with different interests and the same interests as me has just been so refreshing, and I've just loved meeting everyone. And like doing Geek to Geek, I would never have been able to do this if I hadn't done YouTube, obviously, because everyone I've had so far I've talked to at least through Twitter or Facebook or something previously. So meeting people is the best part.
It's actually so easy as well because you already have something in common with everybody. Where in like real life, I don't have much in common with the people I know. Like none of my friends like horror or anything like that. So it's good on the internet because we still have that initial connection. And I feel like everyone is your friend. It's great.
Yeah, like people see me and they think I'm so innocent. Like in person, like I look way younger than I am, and people assume I'm so innocent. And then I start talking about like I like horror movies and I like all this kind of stuff, and they're like, "What? Why do you like that?" I'm like, they're like, I thought you were so innocent. I'm like, why does that have anything to do with horror movies or whatever? But but being on the internet, like it's just like I found my people. Yeah,
I totally agree. It's so funny at work when Get Out because Get Out just came out in Australia. And so when that came out, everyone's like, there's this new movie that's meant to be really scary, and they're all talking about it. And I'm like, I had like one of those moments where I felt like an arsehole, but I was like, what the hell? I've been waiting for this for 6 months, guys. Let's stop talking about it. Someone's going to ruin it for me. Like, it's so weird when people like cross over kind of when, it's just because no one I know normally talks about horror. And then when a horror movie is like mainstream, everyone's like, this is the scariest thing ever. I'm like, well, actually.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm actually doing a horror movie review this Sunday, just throwing that out there, which is a movie most people have seen. I don't expect to get a lot of views on it, but I'm excited to do it. Like, just to let you guys know.
Get Out, did you say?
No, not for Get Out. I'll just announce on this because you guys are special. Cabin Fever. I just watched that for the first time 2 nights ago. And I'm doing a thing like once or twice a month now where I run a poll on Twitter. So if you want to participate, go follow me on Twitter at Lyssarie, Lyssarie. And I'll post like 4 different movies. And then the movie that gets the most votes, I'll do a review on. And I'm going to try to do like either like weird offbeat horror movies or like just horror movies I haven't seen yet that the majority of people have and give my opinions on them. That's just an idea I have. I'm going to start that Sunday, my time.
Oh, cool.
So
I think I voted in your last one. I think I remember seeing that one on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure I voted. What were the other movies?
Midnight Meat Train, The Greasy Strangler, and then I threw a science fiction movie just to have variety. But everyone voted for
Greasy Strangler. I voted on that.
I was actually hoping that one would win, to be honest, but people voted for Cabin Fever. And then the second
people like to reminisce about those kind of movies, I feel like, because I have a lot of people who are like, I've seen this movie, can you do a review on it? I'm like, but if you've already seen it, like, because my reviews aren't like an in-depth review by any means. It's not an analyst thing like where I talk about, you know, every little aspect of it. It's more me talking about the movie in a way that it's not going to give it away, and then everyone's going to be able to figure out if they want to watch it. So I don't know why people want me to do one on a movie they've already seen. Maybe they just want to know what I thought about it. It's just funny. Yeah, that was Steve, Dave, what did you call him before? Coconuts?
Mr. Coconuts, that's his Twitter handle, and that's what I've known by for years now, so that's why I call him that. But he
said the Cabin Fever. There is a remake. Are you doing it on the original or the remake?
The original, the Eli Roth original.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, I'll be talking about that this Sunday. If you want to watch it, I would really appreciate it. Gonna try to make it awesome. I haven't filmed it yet, but I have thoughts.
So you have watched it though?
I have watched it.
You have thoughts then. Okay, good.
Z Chris says that they make so many pennies off of YouTube. I'm lucky if I make 50 cents a month off YouTube, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's crashed. Anything I was making before, I don't make anymore. So like
if you curse, if you talk about certain things, you're not getting monetized. So it's just
there's no way I'm gonna be able to change that. I can't change my personality. Sorry, YouTube.
I can't change mine either. I'm like, I don't want to change my personality, so fuck it. I'm just gonna be me.
And I'm just hoping it will come around again. But I mean, like I said, unless you have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you're not gonna make anything from it, really.
And even then, like some of them have Patreons and stuff to supplement it, just because you never know how much you're gonna make per month. And people have such a bias against Patreon. It's like if you don't have to support someone. You don't have to like subscribe and unlike and leave hateful comments. Like if you don't like Patreon, just don't use Patreon. Like I have a
Patreon.
I do too, actually. But I don't advertise it because I know people are like, "Oh my gosh, e-beggar."
Yeah, that's why I don't really talk about it. And I've had it for like at least 6 months, and I just never mention it. And people do slowly come across, and that's when I was saying the group of people that I always talk to. Those are the people I always talk to when we have a chat going constantly. So we're actually really good friends. But I don't try and advertise it because I like it how, when you have like I also like not having a huge amount of subscribers. I mean, I do think that 5,000 people is a lot. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's like small by any means, but I do like that it's not unmanageable. So I can still reply to every comment and stuff like that, because that's so many people that I watch that are huge YouTubers. That's the thing that they always say that's so sad, is they just don't read their comments anymore and they can't connect with people like one-on-one. So I guess that's like the good thing about also not making money off it. It's not really a job, so it's more of the hobby and it's more of the friendship type situation.
Yeah, that's one thing I really enjoy. I like to comment back to people and just have that friendship. And it's hard sometimes, even with a small audience, to like answer every tweet, every comment. And people get mad sometimes. And it's like, I'm sorry. And I can't imagine what it's like for people that have 100,000 subscribers, and even more than that, trying to manage that. Like, it's just
so much pressure.
Yeah. Like, I only have 2,000 subscribers, and I'm like, how do I do this all day, every day?
It's still a lot of people, though, like, that have clicked subscribe on you. Like, it's still an amazing thought. My thing is that I would really like to have, and it's because of where I am, it's kind of impossible, but I'd really like to have a meet up with everybody. And I wish that we all just lived in the same place and we could all just go watch a movie together or something like that. And I guess that's the one thing that I would have liked if I did have more of that kind of opportunities, to meet people more often, because I'm not going to meet anyone where I live. I can't run into anyone.
Like, I'm not.
You don't think you have any subscribers from? No.
Not for, I think I have a couple from Alabama, but not like a substantial amount. Most people here that I know personally live like in Texas or California, which Texas I actually went to last year to a con and met a lot of people that I'm friends with online, and it was amazing.
Aw, that's awesome.
It's like people live in different states, and it's just can't really meet up, so it's kind of sad in a way, but at the same time, like, some of them are some of the best friends I've ever had. So it's you win and you lose, but it's worth it in the end.
Yeah, I'd really love to come to like a horror con or something, because we don't have things like that here. Go to like California or something like that and go to one of them and see if I can meet some people. That'd be awesome. That's like all I want to do. That's like my goal.
Like, there's currently a horror con going on right now in Texas called Texas Primary Weekend that I really wish I could have gone to, but I just couldn't because I couldn't afford to travel and have a hotel room and all that. But there's like a lot of horror actors and directors and stuff like that, and there's people you can buy stuff from. And a lot of my friends went to that, and I'm so sad I couldn't make it. Oh my gosh, Horribly Awkward's here. I love Horribly Awkward. He was on my last episode.
I saw him. Yeah, I saw that.
And he loves your accent, by the way.
Thank you.
I know he's not talking about mine, so. Z Chris says if they win the lottery, they'll sponsor the Spooky Takes America tour. And you just answered. Okay.
Chris is I'm not sure if you know Chris, but he's a YouTuber and he has a really cool channel. I would say he has like a dark, sarcastic sense of humor. I really like it. But I believe he's in, I think it's like sometimes you see it, you're like, are you joking or you're not? But he lives in Florida, I want to say, and he does like a lot of like theme park type tour things. I don't know what they're called, vlogs. I'm not used to theme parks. We don't have those kind of things here, but really? I find them really interesting because it's completely different to Australia. But he does like a lot because isn't there like that, is it Disneyland or
Disney
Studios?
World,
all that stuff. He does like a lot of those kind of things. He's really cool. I recommend checking out his channel.
I'm checking your channel out, Chris, after this live stream's over. I'm checking you out. Not in that way.
He's cool.
Checking your channel out. Oh, thank you, Sean, for liking my accent, too. And then Stephanie R. asks, have you two played Outlast 2? I've played the first Outlast and part of the DLC, but not the second one. Like, that game scares me way too much.
I don't really play video games. I don't have, like, consoles or anything. I'm like Pokemon, like, once in a while. But, yeah, no. Oh, except for The Sims. I'm a big Sims fan.
Oh, I used to be so addicted to The Sims. It was a problem. I would spend hours and hours and hours playing that game. And
it's the weirdest game where you can just turn it on and then you look at the screen, you look away. It's been 10 hours. Like,
I know.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
It's like, let's kill this Sim. Like, have the Grim Reaper come and take them away. And then, in the earlier Sims, there's that creepy clown that would just randomly come to your house unless you had the portrait of the clown in your house.
Oh, I forgot about him. God, that's old school, man. But you know how you'd spend like 7 hours making a house, and then by the time you made the house, you're like, okay, I'm over this. I need to go to bed now. Like,
oh no.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then your Sims you're like, okay, Sim, you have to go to work, and they're like, no, I don't want to go to work. You have to go to work. Go to work. And they're like, no, let me cook breakfast and eat. And I'm like, seriously, your ride is here. Get your ass in the car. And then they'll get fired. And it's like,
So funny. I love them.
I need to play The Sims again because I haven't played them forever. But I
always think that, but then I think I have so much to do that,
no,
like if I start that, it's not good for me. Like,
that's my thought too. Like, I'm like, I need to play it, but then I'm like, no, I don't, because I'll spend hours playing it. I'll accomplish nothing besides building some stupid house in The Sims.
Yeah, I have way too much on my plate to like. I can't even entertain the thought of getting into that. So anti-productive.
But I do want to play Outlast 2, Stephanie, but I'm so scared by those games because you can't fight back. You just have to hide and then wait for them to pass you. I suck at stealth, and I always get grabbed and killed, and I scream. And I've live streamed myself playing these games before, and they're terrifying.
Do you live stream on YouTube or just on Twitch?
Yeah,
or
on YouTube. I haven't done it in a while. I need to get back into it, but I've done it a few times, not too many, but when I do play like horror games, I stream it on YouTube.
Cool.
Robert Payne says, Alyssa has become one of my favorite channels to watch, and you have become a big fan. Oh, he's become a big fan of mine. Oh, thank you, Robert. That's so sweet.
That's really nice.
Retro Movie Girl says, how do I feel about the new 2DS? Okay, we're getting into video game questions. Emma's not a huge gamer, but I'll answer this. The 2DS, I'm not really interested in. I have a 3DS, and I don't really need a 2DS or the new one, so I'm not that interested in it, but I could see the appeal of it, like, for younger kids or whatever, and for the cheaper price point, but I have my 3DS, so I'm just happy with that, so... Yeah. Let's see. What questions do I have prepared for Emma? Let's see. Oh, yeah. You talk about podcasts in your monthly favorites, which are some of my favorite videos of yours. So, like, what are some of your favorite podcasts of all time? Because
I pretty much have mentioned them. I'm sure. I mean, my friend Dino, who does the Late Late Horror Show, I don't know if you know of him. He has a really good one that's Paranormal Into the Night, and he is like the best. I don't know what is. He is just, people open up to him, and he talks to these people that are very out there, and they're from just different backgrounds. Like one guy will think that he's like been contacted by God. One chick is like pagan. One person's had like, you know, paranormal experiences, and he'll just talk to them for hours. And I think that it sounds like weird, but it's actually so interesting. And I love, I listen to podcasts when I'm driving, and I think it's just like the best. It's kind of like talkback radio, but it's like this guy talking to like the weirdest, I don't know, people with the weirdest experiences. And I think it's really interesting because they just open up completely. And normally people are very touchy on those subjects, but they go right into them. And Dino is such a guy that he's so open and he doesn't judge people. So I think that people really react to that well. And I really like that. And he tends to get a lot out of them that they wouldn't say otherwise. So that's one of my favorite ones. So that's Paranormal Into the Night. And you can also find that on YouTube. My big one that I really, really love is Sword and Scale, which is like 40 minutes to an hour long podcasts. And they're about a different kind of true crime thing every time. And the host is really good on that. I listen to, this is going to sound really weird, but I listen to the show with Sam and Joe, which is Joe is Joseph Birdsong, and he is a YouTuber that I've liked for like 10 years, one of those people that I've watched kind of progress, and it's just him and his friend just talking crap. And they talk a lot of like gaming stuff, which I go straight over my head, but it's, you know, it's always interesting to hear different people's perspectives. And they talk about like I really like RuPaul's Drag Race. They talk about that kind of stuff, and they talk about like their weekly favorites, and they just bitch and talk about like anything. So it's quite funny. I feel like I'm missing a big one. I do listen to the Shane Dawson podcast. Don't kill me. I think that he's. Do you like Shane Dawson?
I'm not a big fan, but like I don't judge people for what they like or don't like. Like I'm not gonna be like, you like this? Well,
I feel like it's such like a yuppie thing, but Shane Dawson again is one person I've watched since I was like 17. And though I don't like agree with everything he does, I really like his podcast because it's like really truthful, and I like his co-host Jessie. I think she's so funny. And I listen to Invisibilia, which I don't think they've had a new one for a while, which is talking about the invisible forces around us. So they talk about like different emotions, and I don't know, it's really interesting. And some of every single episode's about a different thing, and they talk about cases and things that have happened to people, and it's really, really interesting, and it's like really well produced. And another one that I really like is Stuff You Should Know, which I'm sure you guys all know that one, which is just talking about different subjects, but they also talk about a lot of horror stuff. Sorry if I'm talking really fast, I tend to do that. Okay. Yeah, so the ones that because they've got, I don't even know, they've got hundreds of them. They've been going on for years. So I kind of just go through and just download random ones that I think are really interesting, like how corsets work, how swearing works. Like they've just got heaps of really interesting things. And it's nice to learn about different things.
Horribly Awkward says, Horribly Awkward is the best podcast of all time, no contest. And his podcast is amazing. I've been on there twice, and Sean's just an amazing guy. But he has like voice actors on his show, and actors and actresses and makeup artists. He's had several actors and makeup artists from horror movies on there, and he's just really awesome. Like, stop bashing yourself, Sean, because he's telling people don't listen to it, boycott it. No, check out Sean's podcast, guys. Horribly Awkward. It's fantastic. Plus, I was on there twice. If you can find my podcasts, that's extra brownie points for you. And then
you have a lot of episodes.
Yeah, he does. And Dead Real says, check out Last Podcast on the Left. Very cool podcast.
I've heard about that. Yeah, I've heard that's really good.
Okay, that sounds really cool. Okay, Stephanie R is asking you questions, and she wants to know what your favorite zombie movie is.
Jeez. I would say probably, this is not a great answer, 28 Days Later, like that one.
I do too.
Zombie movies. I feel like there's another one that I really like, but I can't think of it. No, sorry, my boyfriend's trying to feed me answers, and they're really wrong. He's like, Zombieland? I was like, no. He can't hear you, but she said hi. She's waving. I don't know why now. I have seen Wormwood though, and I do think that is a good zombie movie. I feel like I'm forgetting something. No, I'm thinking of werewolf, but zombies. I feel like there is a more creative zombie movie, but I can't really think of it. I would say 28 Days Later, probably. But I like the ones, zombies are hard because I like the Living Dead and not the hybrid zombies. Very different. Yeah. So I like the old school. Yeah. I mean, Night of the Living Dead, great movie. But yeah, zombies are weird that way because I feel like they've just taken on a different life now. It's not just going to the grave and coming back out. It's being infected or something like that. And as I said before, I don't really like a lot of action horror, so I guess zombies are normally very actiony. So once in a while I watch I liked I Am Legend and all that kind of stuff. I'll watch one, but I don't think any really stick with me, if that makes sense. But Wormwood's a good movie.
One that I've seen recently I really enjoyed was Train to Busan.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah. That is a great movie.
Fantastic. If you haven't seen it, guys, watch it. Like, I'm just like, if you haven't seen this movie, guys, watch this movie.
I really love South Korean film, I think.
Oh, I do too. I'm a huge fan of South Korean cinema. Like, Old Boy is one of my favorite movies. That's not really horror. Like, there's some horrific things that happen in it. But it's, like, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Have you seen The Wailing?
Yes, I love that movie.
It's an amazing movie. The Wailing, The Chaser. Have you seen The Chaser?
I haven't. No, I need to. Yeah, just because you said it.
Sorry, he's leaving.
Oh, yeah. Bye.
Bye. He's like, I'm leaving. I'm like, I can't really. Okay. Yeah. So The Chaser and The Wailing are kind of in the same kind of realm. And then what is the other one? There's a vampire one that's really good.
South Korean vampire movie. Oh God, I love vampires, so I should know this. Why can't I not think of it?
I'm pretty sure it starts with S, and it's like one word. And then there's obviously The Host is really good.
Yes, The Host.
And one of my favorite movies is The Handmaiden.
Yes,
I think it's what it's called. Just The Handmaiden. Have you seen it?
Yes. I loved it.
I need to find out what this vampire movie is. I love South Korean cinema. It's like one of my favorite. Thirst. Why do I think it started with S? It's Thirst is the movie I was talking about. And I'm pretty sure that's on Netflix.
Oh, it is? Okay. I definitely need to watch it. Then 70R says she likes the Dawn of the Dead remake. I've only seen bits and pieces of that. I haven't seen all of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, I have seen it, but it's not really up there for me.
And then she says the best vampire movie in her opinion is What We Do in the Shadows. Now that's a comedy that I actually enjoyed.
That is a great, anything New Zealander is amazing. So they all have that same kind of, and I think maybe I relate a lot to it because New Zealand and Australia were like brother and sister kind of countries. And just their humor is so funny. I like, what do you call it? You call it Dead Alive, or what's the other name for it? Brain something. Have you seen Dead Alive?
No, but I've been meaning to because I like Peter Jackson.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's amazing. Like I've heard about it for a long time, and just a couple of years ago I finally watched it, and it was so much better than I thought it would be. And then what are the other ones we got from New Zealand? We have like Black Sheep, Deathgasm. That's a really good one.
Yes, Deathgasm, yes.
There's so many good Housebound. There's so many good New Zealand horrors. Yeah. They do comedy horror like no one else. They're the best.
I definitely recommend Housebound. Housebound is like it's funny. It's not really scary in my opinion, but it's funny and it's got thriller aspects, and I enjoyed it. Yeah.
New Zealand. I love New Zealanders. I think Kiwis are perfect. They just know how to do the comedy horror. There's also another one that's I wish I could remember what it was called. But it's like lower budget, and it's about a guy who is like a runner during a film in New Zealand, and then a zombie outbreak happens, and they're shooting a horror movie while the zombie outbreak happens, and he's just like, you know, he's like their bitch, like their runner, and so they're trying to make him do all this stuff, and he's trying to tell them what's going on. I wish I could remember the name. It was kind of like, I think it's called I Survived the Zombie Holocaust. I think that's what it's called, something like that, or Zombie Apocalypse, something like that. Anyway, yeah.
Dead Real says that they just bought Black Sheep today. Black Sheep.
That's a good one. Have you seen it?
I don't think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's another New Zealand one where yeah, they have zombie sheep. It's good.
Oh my gosh, zombie zombie sheep. I have to watch it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Robert Payne asks, have we seen World War Z? I have, and when I first saw it, I remember liking it when I first saw it, but I was younger and I saw it with my mom, and she loved Brad Pitt at the time. So I liked it when it first came out. I don't know if I still feel the same way now. It's been a while since I've seen it. I know they're making a sequel now.
Yeah, that's meant to be coming out soon, right?
I don't think they've started filming yet. I think it's just in pre-production.
Okay.
But it's definitely in the works. But I remember thinking it was a good action film. Like, the zombies weren't really that terrifying to me. And I'd probably still think that if I saw it today. But I have seen World War Z, and I've read the book. The book was really good. It's totally different from the movie, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like, the book is like interviews with people that survived the zombie apocalypse and stuff.
Interesting.
So it's totally different from the movie, but...
Yeah. Well, I think someone gave away the twist in the movie, or like something about it, and so I kind of just put it off. And it's one of those movies where I put off and I hope that I forget, but I still remember what they said. So it's one of those ones that are on my list to see eventually when I haven't got anything else that I really, really want to watch, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Horribly Awkward says, watch The Resort with a Z. Kind of fun. Basically Walking Dead meets Jurassic Park.
No, I have not.
I know that's on American Netflix or US Netflix. So I'll definitely watch it, Sean, sometime. Because that sounds fun. Also, a zombie movie that just popped in my head, Dead Snow. That's like a comedy.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great movie.
Because it's like zombie Nazis attacking this group of horny teenagers in the middle of a snowstorm in a cabin.
It has so many different layers to it as well. And number 2's actually, I don't know if I said it was better when I watched it, but number 2 is really, really, really good. I recommend that if you haven't seen number 2.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one. I've just seen the first one, but I really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah,
also,
second one's just as good.
I don't know if I consider this a zombie movie. It's definitely like a virus movie, but Pontypool.
Oh my God, I love that movie. Good. Yeah, that is a great movie.
It's Canadian, but it's really good. Z Chris is saying Dead Snow 2 is batshit crazy. Wasn't it called that, like Red versus Dead or something? Dead Snow, Red versus Dead?
Yeah, that's what it's... Yeah, Red versus... Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it is quite intense. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just as good as the first one, if not better.
I think it's still on Netflix here, so I definitely need to watch it. Horribly Awkward says The Girl with All the Gifts, great zombie-ish movie. That movie came out overseas before it came out over here, and even over here it didn't really get a big release. I think it was limited theatrical release, and now it's on Blu-ray, I believe. And I know it's based off a book. I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yeah,
I have the book and I haven't read it.
Zombie.
Yeah,
really?
It's zombie.
I feel like you have a lot of books that you haven't read.
Yeah, that's the story of my life. It's like I have a bunch of books I haven't read. I have a bunch of movies that I want to watch, haven't seen. I have a lot of games I own that I haven't played.
Oh my God.
It's just my life. It's like it's just like I've been meaning to do this, but it's still sitting in a pile. That's my life. That's just my life. Ninkyo893 says underwater zombie Nazis was a strange horror subgenre in the 70s and 80s. Underwater zombie Nazis.
What? I've heard of like underwater zombies in comic books, but
yeah, zombie.
Okay, sure.
I'll look it up. Robert Payne mentioned Zombieland. I wasn't a big fan of Zombieland.
It's an okay movie, but it's, yeah, I don't know. It's not something that sticks with me.
Again, that's probably me because I hate comedy.
Yeah. It's just like a watered down, you know, horror movie kind of, especially when it has, those kind of actors in it. You just know it's not going to take horror very seriously. Not that it's trying to, though. It's appealing to that audience for a reason. And
then Dead Real says Fido is also a cool zombie movie with a cool 1950s look. I've heard of Fido, but I haven't seen it.
Me too. Yeah, I'm sure I've looked it up before as well, but no, I haven't seen that either.
Let's see. Am I missing anything? I hate missing questions from people because I feel like I'm letting them down.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, I asked you all the things that I had written down. Ninkyo says Shockwaves and Zombie Lake were two, but they weren't that great though. Okay, that's underwater zombie Nazi movies. Shockwaves and Zombie Lakes. Okay, they sound kind of like B movies.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
So what direction do you think that are you going to keep doing, like, because you kind of mix a whole heap of different stuff into your channel, like your YouTube channel. Do you have like a particular direction you're going to go in, or any new content that you think that you're going to start up, or?
I don't really know. Like, I can't choose between the different genres. Like, I mostly focus on movies and games, and even then it's mostly movie focused just because that's what I watch every day. And I know more about movies in the movie industry. So I'm probably still going to do like movie reviews and stuff, but I want to do reviews of movies that I personally really enjoyed, not just like the ones that have just come out.
Yeah.
And, like, I still want to cover games and TV shows and books and stuff, but movies are definitely going to be like a really big priority for me, and like trying to get the word out about movies that are maybe not as loved as they should be, or maybe not as well known, or just and then like even movies like that are popular that people have seen but I haven't seen yet, and then give my opinions on them, like I'm going to do with Cabin Fever this week. So that's kind of something I want to do, is just start doing reviews of movies and maybe TV shows, which they don't get a lot of views, but who cares anyway. I just really I'm really passionate about movies. Like, always have been, so I really want to just get the word out about movies that I love, that I personally might feel like are underlooked, or just movies I haven't seen yet that I know people are like, Alyssa, watch this movie.
Yeah, well, you should definitely do that with when you finally watch the It miniseries.
I will. I'll definitely compare. Like, if I watch the It miniseries after the It movie or vice versa, I'll definitely do a comparison video.
Have you watched the Shining miniseries compared to the Kubrick?
I haven't.
Movie? Yeah, that's a good one to do as well. Yeah, because the miniseries is so different, so different. I would recommend. That would be a good better. No, it's not. It's awful.
Oh God, don't tell me that. I didn't like the Shining movie.
Really? Oh my gosh.
No.
Maybe you will like it then. Maybe you will like. Have you read the book?
No, I've been meaning to, because I know Stephen King himself was like, he hated the Shining movie.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to read it. I just haven't. And I used to own it, but I can't find it anywhere, and it's bugging me to death because I can't find it. I know I owned it at one point. But for some reason, I watched The Shining when I was afraid of everything, and for some reason it didn't scare me. I just found it really boring.
Really?
You
probably find the miniseries especially boring then, because it goes for like 3 hours or something.
Oh God! Well, the movie went for like 3 hours, so I'm like, I know that's an unpopular opinion. Like, I got a lot of crap on my Confessions of a Film Lover tag, which I had to delete because I got a copyright.
Really? Oh, copyright. Okay.
And like, if they had told me which image, I only used images. I didn't use video clips. If they had told me which image it was, I would have taken it out. But they didn't tell me what image it was. And I didn't want them getting money off my views from it, so I'm just like, screw you guys, and I deleted it. I'm just like, it wasn't that big of a, it wasn't a video I was like especially proud of or anything, but it sucks when people put copyright claims on your videos and they don't give you like a specific thing that they're copywriting. Like, it's just like, there's an image. I'm like, well, I had like 10 images in this. Which one? So
No, I agree. I just looked up the Shining miniseries, and it goes for 4.5 hours.
oh God. I don't know if I could do that.
If you did it, you'd have to like vlog yourself doing it. So like we'd go through the process with you. That would be a good stream. You could do a stream. If you had rights to the film, that would be really funny.
That'd probably be something that would get like copyright claims.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's like, oh, that's something that takes the fun out of YouTube is copyright claims. Like, I've only had like 2 in my whole entire YouTube experience, but still, it's annoying.
Sometimes you can just put in like, now they've changed it so you can just like tick a thing and then press a button and then they like review it. And I did that for a couple of mine when I saw that happened, and then they just took the copyright strike off it. So sometimes it's just like a bot that does it, and then they have to go back manually and realize that it doesn't actually have any copyright material in it.
Well, the one that was copyrighted like a couple days ago, the Confessions of a Film Lover tag, was Warner Brothers that said actually watched the video and picked it out. So if I did a dispute, it would go to Warner Brothers, not YouTube. And I'm like, well, that wouldn't help because, you know, Warner Brothers would just come back and say, yeah, it's a copyright claim, and then I'd get a strike. Yeah. So if it had been like YouTube would have reviewed it, I would have disputed it. But it was Warner Brothers themselves doing it, and I was just like, nope. You're fine.
Sponsor me.
Sponsor me, Warner Brothers. Horribly Awkward says he's never seen The Shining. I feel like it's a movie most people need to watch. I guess I didn't like it, but I'm in the very, very small minority. Most people love it. Yeah.
Start with the Kubrick and then go backwards, I'd say. Another movie we haven't spoken about and book by Stephen King that I really love is Misery. I think Misery is like...
I love that movie.
The movie, it's one of those movies I can watch like 100 times. I think it's so chilling and amazing.
I own the book and I haven't read it, but I love the movie. The movie is fantastic, and Kathy Bates is just everything in that movie.
Yeah, she is. At work, actually, my coworker, because of where I work, she had to do a phone interview with Kathy Bates after Kathy Bates did Bad Santa 2, and this girl I like sit next to her, she was like, yeah, apparently I need to like talk to this lady, this actress called Kathy Bates, and I'm like, and I'm like hyperventilating, and she's like, do you want to do it? I'm like, I can't, like I would die, like I couldn't even, but I can't even, like I just feel like I know her now. It's like I know someone who once spoke to her for like 15 minutes on the phone. I'm just like, oh my God, like such a small world. That's how like fangirling I was. I was like, I can't even believe you're going to do that. It's like making me hot.
Oh no, I'm like that with Sean Horribly Awkward. Like he talks to voice actors and stuff that I really enjoy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know someone that's talked to them. I'm like, Sean, hook me up here. But anyway.
Yeah. But I could never speak to anyone who I like really, you know what I mean, held up in that pedestal, because I feel like I would just look like an idiot, and then I don't want to know if they're like an actual asshole. Like everyone is scared about meeting like their heroes and them being assholes, and I would be like terrified. But apparently Kathy Bates was like really, really nice, so that was good to hear.
Yeah, she seems like a cool person, like just from interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
Robert Payne says he liked Kathy Bates and Fried Green Tomatoes. I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
But I've heard about it, obviously, but I haven't seen it. Horribly Awkward says he'd love to do improv with Kathy Bates. If you ever manage to do that, you get me on there, Sean. I'm calling you out. Like, if you ever manage that, you better have me on, or I won't speak to you ever again, Sean. Anyway. I gotta threaten him to do it. I love Sean, though. Ninkyo says Misery and Pet Sematary still stick with them. I need to watch Pet Sematary.
Yeah,
I don't know why I haven't seen it yet.
Classics. That, and also, I mean, Carrie is one movie that I can watch.
Yes, Carrie is so good.
Over and over and over and over. And I read the book, and I don't even know if it's so funny because I did like a review movie, because you know there's 3 movies. There's the original one that's great. There's that weird 90s one that don't even mention, and then there's that newer one. And then I did that, Carrie versus Carrie versus Carrie versus Carrie, because then I read the book as well. And I don't remember what I said about the book in the review, which is so awkward because sometimes I say things and I'm like, oh my God, did I feel that way a year ago when I reviewed it? Or have like my perceptions changed? And like, but I remember, like, I always loved that movie, I think, more than the book, because the book is interesting, but that movie is like the actors they chose were just perfect, I thought. But I didn't mind the newer one. Did you see the remake, the new remake?
I did, and I didn't think it was terrible, but I definitely think the original is way better. But I mean, I didn't think it was terrible, the remake.
And I think they touched on different parts. Like, they were way more like religious, and then the end part was a lot different. I thought the end part was probably a little bit better, to be honest. More like the book, I guess. But yeah, another great story by Stephen King, obviously.
And that reminds me, Chloe Grace Moretz, like, I love the original Let the Right One In. Like, that's one of the best vampire movies ever, one of my favorite horror movies ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then Let Me In, the American version. It's not amazing, but I enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't terrible, but
yeah,
it doesn't live up to the original, but it's still, like, it's something to watch. And there's some differences.
Did you read the book?
I own it, haven't read it. Story of my life.
I'm trying to track it down because I did like a ghouls night out with the horror addicts. I don't know if you know them. And we were talking about the book, and the book is about like a pedophile ring and how they like kidnap the kid and take it up to like, and they explain, because I heard that the little boy or little girl, whatever you want to call it, it's gender like binary, like it, and there is a reason to that. And I didn't realize it's because of this other thing that's actually put into the book. I thought that the kid was meant to be just like a creature, almost like a vampire, not actually even human, but there is like a whole backstory to it that's done in the book, and it sounds fucking intense. So I really want to read the book just for that bit. So I would recommend, if you've got it there.
I've got it.
It should be an interesting backstory. Yeah,
actually, one of my subscribers sent it to me, and I still haven't read it. Wow. I feel so bad now. I need to read it.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to track it down because of that. Because it sounds pretty brutal, and I think it probably will give it a lot more context to the movie.
Oh yeah, I definitely need to read it now after reading it. Let's see. I'm out of question. Oh wait, no, I can ask you. If it's not too personal, like, you have tattoos. Like, how many tattoos do you have? Do you know?
I think I have 14. I think. 14? I think, yes.
I'm always really interested in tattoos. What's your favorite one that you have?
It's so hard to say. Because I got them all when I started getting tattoos when I was 18. A lot of people don't even understand that, because I'm 27 now, and a lot of people think, they're like, oh, what are you going to do when you grow up and you still have tattoos? I'm like, it's only been 10 years. Like, I've grown up. I'm fine. Nothing's happened. Because I got like my bigger ones when that was the case. I guess I like all of my tattoos for very different reasons. This one, you probably can't tell with the light, but this one here is like a castle within hands. And I got that when I went to, sorry, the light's probably really bad. I got that when I went to Manchester, and because we went through like Scotland and Ireland, and we all saw like castles and stuff. So I really like that one because that's my newest one, which is 2 years old, year old, something like that. But I also really like this one because these are my two ones that actually have like a big meaning. That's that one. And then this one, you probably can't see, but it's a heart, and it's such an awkward way to put my arm. But inside is like the pyramids of Giza. And when I went to Egypt when I was 21 by myself, actually I could do a story time on it because it was actually really crazy stuff happened there. But I also really like that one because it like kind of symbolizes that. But then I have like so many skulls and stuff on me that I really like them too. I just have like so many weird horror tattoos. I feel like I just have like I have an old school like skull and eagle on my foot that I really like, or on my ankle. And then I also have a skull on my foot that is quite big, and it has like this snake going through it. And the guy who did it was one of my good friends who actually lives in Kansas now. And he'd drawn up the design, and then he was like, is this something around what you like? And I said, that is exactly what I like, because if you've seen the movie Dreamcatcher,
I haven't.
there's like these weird, it's Stephen King, and it's aliens, pretty much. And the alien in there looks almost like a snake. And the way he's drawn the alien is like super goofy. And it like really reminded me of that movie. So I got that tattoo. So I don't know. They all like, I like them for different reasons, if that makes sense. And then of course I've got like Frankenstein's monster and then that's like really Creature from the Black Lagoon there. So I've got, they're all like different. Yeah. I don't know.
I only have 2 tattoos so far, but I'm definitely getting one this year. My mom's actually getting it for me for my birthday. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm getting another tattoo. But like, I'm addicted to tattoos. Only having 2, but I'm really excited.
Yay! What are you going to get?
It's going to be a phrase from Outlander because I'm obsessed with Outlander. But it's Je suis prêt, and I am ready in French, and it's their his clan. Scottish clan's phrase, so I just want to get that just because reasons.
I like that.
Ninkyo says that their dad got his first tattoo at 68 years old.
Wow.
Cool dad. Robert says he's going to send me a copy of Fried Green Tomatoes. That'd be really cool and sweet, but you don't have to if it's going to be a inconvenience. There we go. But that'd be awesome. But not if it's an inconvenience. Like I'm always like, you can send me stuff, but not if it's an inconvenience. Like I don't want to.
Because you have a PO box, right?
I do.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I'm never like, hey, send me stuff. People send me stuff because that's just the same thing with like Patreon and stuff. Like I don't like to bug people into doing anything because that's just not my style. E-Rock says we're both cuties. Thank you, E-Rock. I think Emma's cuter than I.
Oh my god, don't start this. You can't tell, it's a small screen. It's bad quality. I keep it like this for a reason.
Robert says he just got the Ghostbusters logo tattoo.
Oh, cool.
That's really, really cool. I want to see that, Robert. You should post it on social media. Like, you should tag me and Emma so we can see it.
Yeah, I'd love to see that too.
We want to see it, Robert. Do it. Peer pressure.
Always the best.
I can't really think of anything else. Do you have anything else you want to talk about, Emma, before we wrap it up?
I don't know. Well, can I ask you what your favorite horror movie is?
My favorite horror movie is a tie between the original Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream.
Oh, I can't choose. That. Yes. Okay. Easy answer. Hey? You had that prepared.
Robert says it's on his Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Deadreal says that they got Slimer inside the Ghostbusters logo with slime on it and bite marks. That sounds really cool. I gotta see that, Deadreal. Like, tag me on Twitter or something. Tag me so I can see it.
Send it to us on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely do. Peer pressure again. Horribly Awkward wants a Kristen Wiig Ghostbusters tattoo. I haven't seen the new Ghostbusters.
It's good. It's
good?
Different though. It's different. You might not like it because it is like pure comedy this time. But once again, it's the girls coming back, which I can't fault. You know what I mean?
I'll definitely watch it probably because I've got several friends that love it. I know a lot of people hate it, but
yeah.
I just want to see it. It's
not the best movie. Yeah. I think it's probably better to watch it after the hype's gone down because there was a lot of hype about it, good and bad. And I think it's just an okay movie. It's not like amazing, but I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
And I think you probably have to like kind of separate it from the originals and not compare it to those.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of people's problems because they're like such hardcore fans. They don't like anything being redone. But when something's redone, it doesn't kill the first one. You got to remember that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, if you don't like the remake, just forget about it and watch the original.
Exactly.
Horribly Awkward says Kristen Wiig is his celebrity crush. Who's your celebrity crush, Emma? God. Where do I begin? I watched Life recently, and only reason I went and saw it is because Jake Gyllenhaal was in it. I love him. Oh my gosh,
I love him.
I had such a huge crush on him in 5th grade when I think I was 10.
Oh my god.
I loved him. Like, I still have a thing for older guys to this day. But I think that's the reason I started liking older guys was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my god. He is like, because I really like really boyish guys, and he's just I don't know what it is. I just love him, and I've loved him since Donnie Darko. Yeah,
his half smirk and his beautiful blue eyes are just like I
love him. But I love so many people.
I do too. It's a problem.
I have so many girl crushes too, like
Me
Jennifer
too.
Hewitt. I love her. There's so many people that I'm just like, I love you, and I'll watch. And I think it's cool that I like so many people, because it's so nice to follow different people's careers. And sometimes I just go through a thing where instead of just watching a certain amount of movies by like directors or in this theme, I'll just go and watch all these movies with all of these like actresses or actors in them, because I just love them.
I do that too. I know a lot of people don't, but that's really cool that we both do that.
Yeah. We have the same crush, so that's good.
Yes.
Ninko, is that how I say it? Nikyo?
I say
that he.
Nikyo,
You probably say it correct. I always blame it on my accent.
I don't know. I could be saying it wrong.
Says it.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I love that movie. I just
Me
love
too.
everything.
It's so
he can
good.
Be a creep. I fucking love him.
He's so good. He's just good in everything. Just everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. And he commits to everything 100%.
Oh, he does. He was actually in a music video for, I think, The Shoes. It's called Time to Dance, and he plays a serial killer. And it's so good. It's only like 4 minutes long. It's a music video.
Please send it to me. You got to tweet it to me.
I'll tweet it to you.
Yes.
But it's like, it was really good. Like, he was just so committed, and I was surprised to see him in a music video. But oh my gosh, it's just good. And like just seeing him as a serial killer is just like Vinny. Hey, Vinny to the K. I like your name, by the way. Vinny to the K. That's cool. Robert wants to know, does Spooky Astronauts have a Facebook? She does, because I liked it today. I thought I'd already liked it, and I went to look. I'm like, why do I not like it?
That happens to me all the time. Or people like stop popping up in my subscription box, and then I realize I've become unsubscribed to them. That happens to me all the time. My YouTube is Spooky Astronauts YT for YouTube. So just look that up.
And I have her Twitter link down below along with her channel in the description box if you want to subscribe and follow her, by the way. Ninkyo says Elijah Wood playing a serial killer and maniac blew their mind. I haven't seen that yet.
It's great. And you liked Pet, because I was watching your review on that. You'll like this. You'll like Maniac. You should watch it.
Okay, definitely putting it on my list, along with all the other movies we talked about today.
Yeah, because it reminded me a lot of Pet. I mean, it's not the same kind of subject matter, obviously, because Pet has an original idea to it, but it's really good. I recommend it. I reckon Maniac, and if anyone hasn't seen The Voices with Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, The Voices. Yes, I covered that in my favorites video this month, the last part of April. But oh my gosh, The Voices. Did you know that Ryan Reynolds voices the dog and the cat in that as well?
No.
He's the voices. He's the voices of the dog and cat.
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, because that's one of those movies, again, that you think that it's going to... Because I was like, my boyfriend really likes Ryan Reynolds, and I was like, let's watch this Ryan Reynolds movie. I'm sure it's a comedy, talking animals. So wrong. It's like the darkest movie ever.
It is.
It's so dark, and I love it for that.
It's really original. Like, surprisingly original. And Ryan Reynolds, this is one of his best performances, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was the voice of the cat and the dog until I looked it up online when I was writing a written review. I was like, oh my gosh, he voiced the cat and the dog. Like, those voices are two totally different voices from his voice.
That's amazing.
So I'm just like, Ryan Reynolds is an actor a lot of people don't give a lot of credit to, because he's done a lot of movies that haven't done well. Like Green Lantern was crap. I'll admit that. But he's really talented, like in Buried and Deadpool and The Voices. He's just so good in all these films. And I feel like...
Yeah. No, I appreciate him. Yeah.
Cosgamer says Shia LaBeouf could play a killer. He's nuts.
I think he already might be a killer.
I'm trying to think. Has he played a killer? I don't think so. I don't think he's played a killer yet.
No. I think... No. It's so weird for me because I loved him in like Even Stevens days, like when I watched like Disney Channel. And he's just turned from that. And I really like the movie Disturbia. I think that's a really great movie. But he is, I mean, you got to appreciate him, whatever. As long as he's not like hurting anyone, he's fine. But he's a nutter.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
So that's all I can think of to ask, and we've
Thank
been
you
going
so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. It's been really nice getting to know you. Like, you're amazing. Like, I already knew you were amazing, but you're even more amazing now.
It's so good to finally talk to you. Like,
I know. Like, all my Geek to Geeks, usually it's like the first time I've ever talked to someone. Occasionally, like with Sean, I've talked to them previously, but it's always like really interesting to meet someone for the first time, kind of face to face. And you're just lovely, lovely, lovely.
So
thank you. If you're not subscribed to her and you are a horror fan, definitely go subscribe to her channel. It's linked down below along with her Twitter. And if you happen to be subscribed to her and you're not subscribed to me and you kind of like just movies of every genre basically, and you like my personality, I would appreciate I can't speak. A subscribe. I can't speak a lot of the time, guys. It's a flaw, but
I think it's called a live stream. It happens to me all the time. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like if I do a Facebook live stream, I mess up all the time. In my videos, I can edit it out, but in live streams, nope. Sorry. But anyway, I guess we've done our spiel. Do you want to promote anything else of yours?
No, that's it. Just check out both of our YouTubes. Obviously, you're on her YouTube already, so hit that subscribe button. And then, head over to mine if you like horror. Thanks for stopping by. And thanks for stopping by, guys. Really appreciate it. Had lots of fun.
Definitely thank you guys for coming by, watching, asking questions. It was a lot of fun. And again, thank you, Emma, for coming on. It was really great getting to know you better than I already did through your videos. So.
I'm sure we'll talk very soon. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I guess we're gonna go, but I hope you have a great night or day or whatever it is when you're watching this. And yeah, I'm bad at goodbyes, people, but bye.
Bye.